Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. We're going to be covering the draft that the Raiders needed to have. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the offseason for the Las Vegas Raiders, they needed a solid draft to compound the trade that they had already made for one Geno Smith. When you think about the building process and what they're doing and getting Pete Carroll in, having a brand new coach and having a brand new staff, essentially, you're looking at what they wanted to do from the ground up. From the standpoint, they praised Ashton Jeanty, the former Heisman runner-up, and it was almost like they were gushing. They were over-gushing on him. And at some point, you thought maybe it was a smokescreen for them to go get somebody else, but nope, they stood there with that pick, and they were able to get Ashton Jeanty at the number 6 overall pick. I like where they went after that with Jack Beck from TCU. They went for size, they went for hands, the guys that can catch the football, and then they went with Darian Porter from Iowa State. So I feel like the defense was addressed from the corner position that they needed to do, and then they went offensive line with Caleb Rogers from Texas Tech and also Charles Grant from William & Mary. That was an unexpected pick, but they went and got two nasty interior offensive linemen. I don't really know about Dante Thornton Jr. I haven't watched him enough, but I know Tonka. I do know JJ from Mississippi, Ole Miss. They went defensive tackle, they went defensive, and they literally solidified their part in the draft. The draft grade that I would give them overall is an A. I like that they went for substance, not for the sexiness. You had several times where you had big names on the board that they could have taken, but they bypassed them to get what they needed as far as building this team back up. The Raiders are building a culture. Pete Carroll likes guys that are going to compete every single day in practice, every single day in the games, and I think that the locker room is being rebuilt as well. I think that for what they're looking for, Pete Carroll is going to build the Seahawks Southwest, if you will. They're a little south and west, but you got to think about this. They have so much more that they're going to be developing on this team, and I think within the next year or two, this team could be a playoff team. This team has all the makings of a team that's going to be on the rise in 2026. Having hard-nosed blue-collar guys that may not be the number one overall pick or may not be the top draft choice is going to resolve in the locker room. A locker room full of guys that work hard, that are dependable, that play hard each and every week. They give you the best of the best, and they compete in training camp. They compete in practice. They compete in the games. So this is going to be about them retooling and rebuilding. I truly like what they're doing overall. Having Geno Smith gives you some type of consistency at the quarterback position. You know he's going to be healthy. You know he's going to play games. You know he's going to get the job done and get the ball where it needs to go. This makes the Raiders' job that much more easier. I think Pete Carroll trusts that as well. And I think the Raiders are set for a great year. I'm expecting them to win at least 2 more games than they did last year. I feel like with all the consistency that they're going to have and these young guys stepping to a role, having a better offensive line, having a better defensive line, having better corner play, that's going to do more for this team than we realize. So I'm picking the Raiders that they had an A+ grade on the draft. So all you Raiders fans, get in the comment section. It's a bright future. All you non-Raiders fans, what do you think about that draft? What do you think about their offseason? And we'll see you on the very next episode.